Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you are well. You guys picked the drawing of my mom. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Just trying to get things set up here. What's everybody up to tonight? All right. Tonight I've got both Facebook and YouTube for the first time, so we'll see how this goes. So you may see me respond to comments you can't see because I'm on the other platform, unless you got both platforms going. Hey, Carmen. Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. Hey, Susan. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Catherine. Janet. Christy. Hey. Hope you guys are doing okay. What'd you guys do this weekend? So I was talking to my mom briefly. I asked her a couple of questions regarding her motorcycle racing days. And so she gave me some answers, so I'll kind of touch on those tonight as well. But she just saw the last drawing that I did of her, which was the cave drawing that we. Oops, sorry. How hot was it, Denise? Well, a lot of people are saying they were just trying to stay cool. It was pretty warm out. We hung out in the pool for a little while this afternoon. Some of you may have caught the live earlier on the Princess Anna page this afternoon. I scared some people because I jumped into the pool. I even scared Nana. It was pretty funny. So she told me that one of the main bikes that she raced was maroon, so we'll color this bike maroon when I get to it. Thanks, guys. Sorry if this is not like completely accurate, but I'm not using any reference, so forgive me. I'm not trying to go for the photorealistic. I'm just trying to capture the energy, which I think sketching lends itself more towards than going photorealistic, as you can kind of get, I think, more of the vibe. as opposed to just a literal, like almost a photograph with the still life or photorealistic, which is cool. It just, I just don't feel like it just doesn't convey as much of the feeling. That's my opinion, anyway. My mom was, the question is, Jenny wanted to know how old my mom was when she raced motorcycles. I would say like early to mid 20s. I forgot to ask her exactly what age she was. But she said that, if you guys know anything about motorcycles, she said her first bike was a Honda 100cc that she learned on. And then she got a Suzuki 125cc dirt bike that she converted to street gears. And she never really used that one in the dirt. If that means anything to you guys. They're little bikes. She's a little lady. But she said that her racing bike was a Yamaha 200cc twin with twin carburetors, and it was a metallic maroon, she said. Yes, thank you, Sharon. Please spread this live if you can. That'd be awesome. So everybody who wants to see who voted can follow along tonight. Joyce, I hope so. I hope she will like this drawing. I think it's just too cool of a time in her life not to have some recognition for. So finally, when you voted for, yeah, this drawing definitely won by a long shot, which is cool. I mean, I would have enjoyed drawing any of them, and I think some of them might have been more colorful than this one will end up being, but this one definitely has a sentimental vibe to it. Yes, Cheryl. Seems to be a theme. Strong, independent women. Yeah, my mom was a little firecracker when she was younger. My dad told me this story once. I don't know if any of you guys remember like famous concerts from the 60s. Of course, there was Woodstock, but there was one that happened in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it was called Altamont. It was just notorious. I guess they had hired the Hells Angels to do security for this particular event. I think maybe the Rolling Stones were there. But at one point, some of the security saw my dad liked the cowboy hat that he was wearing or some type of hat, and he yanked it off my dad's head. And my mom was just not having it. So she actually like tried to attack this this Hell's Angels guy, this little 5 foot tall lady. And my dad had to like drag her out of there, or else they both would have probably not had a fun evening. But yeah, she was a tough little cookie. She still is. Let's see. So Linda, yeah, right now I'm just inking this drawing in. I'm just basically going over what I did in pencil, firming up everything here before I start erasing my pencil, and then I will go in with colored markers. But right now, yes, I am using different thicknesses of tips. So I can get in more detail on certain areas where I can cover more ground. Or with the outside lines, I like to use a thicker line. That's just kind of what I've always done. Thanks, Charlotte. Well, Rona, I'm glad you made it despite not getting a message. Thanks for just checking in to see if it was happening. But pretty soon, Nana, my wife, is working on a newsletter, and we've also got texting going. So we'll be able to get the information out to you guys better than it has been if you sign up for either of those or both of those. And you can do that by going to the AMC Princess Anna page if you want to start receiving texts and a weekly newsletter that will have links to all the things that we did over the week. And then the text will probably announce right before we're going to go live several times a week. Yes, Michael. Yeah, so I was talking. Oh, that's cool, Christy. You got a Suzuki 400. So yeah, I was talking to my mom, and she said that I guess she'll see. I'm just going to read what she said. I think if you guys know motorcycle stuff, maybe you know what she's talking. She said, I hit 95 miles per hour on my Yamaha 200cc twin carburetor on a straightaway before I backed off because steering got twitchy. I also raced a fellow club member's tweaked out 100cc Screamer. I could only ride small displacement bikes because they weren't built low enough except small ones. I won third place with that one. I think I still have a trophy for that one. No one could beat me off the starting line. So it's cool to talk to her because she can reminisce about, things that she did, which I'm sure is pretty fun when you look back. She said she was in races and then a couple of powder puff demos where women raced their bikes of all different sizes and makes. She said there were Harleys and little bikes like mine. Women were still fighting discrimination, but the club I belonged to, American Federation of Motorcyclists, really encouraged me and helped me out and included me in everything. But I was also asked to be a trophy girl at the presentation Christmas party, so there was still sexism, but I was still flattered. And she said she was racing as long as she was part of that club, which was about three or 4 years. And this was all in the 60s, late 60s. All right, I think I've done enough here with the pen, so I'm going to start erasing, and then I'm going to jump in with my markers. Jenny, I was not born yet when she was racing. I was born in 74, and she basically stopped racing before she had me because she had different priorities. But she still, I think she's always loved motorcycles, even though she hasn't really ridden on them in that many decades. But yeah, like I was saying, she's a little lady. She was, I like to say, 5 feet on a good day. And back then, she had long black hair. So she definitely must have been very unique in those days. And she's still unique, but you didn't see many women riding motorcycles in those days, especially Asian women. Jenny, as I was saying when I initially drew this, I think I rebelled because both my parents rode motorcycles. My dad still rode motorcycles all the way up until he retired a few years ago. But I think I rebelled because I never had the urge to ever ride a motorcycle. Closest I ever got to riding a motorcycle was sitting on the back of my buddy's Vespa. And when we rode across the Golden Gate Bridge, man, that was scary. Because I don't think we should have been. I don't think it was powerful enough to be on the freeway. But yeah, that was the closest I ever came to being on a motorcycle. And I don't have any desire. I mean, I think they're cool. But the thing about motorcycles is, for me anyway, what stopped me was that, you could be the greatest motorcycle rider on the planet, but if a car doesn't see you and they do something crazy, there's not much you can do about it. I mean, if you get hit, there's nothing you can do about it. And also just learning how to ride, I would just always think about, oh, well, I know I'm probably going to fall over. I don't want to mess up the bike or mess myself up when I'm still learning. So I just never did it. Guess I'm a little chicken, but I'm still alive, so. No, yeah, Akira, that was a cool movie. I saw Akira with my dad in Washington, D.C. If any of you knows about anime, Japanese anime, there's one of the greatest Japanese cartoons that's ever been made was a movie, and the characters rode around on these futuristic motorcycles. It was called Akira. And I read the comic book, and then we were visiting relatives in Maryland, and we're staying in DC, and we were staying in Washington, D.C., and we walked by the Biograph Theater, and the U.S. premiere was happening. This was in the late 80s. And I said, Dad, we got to see this. So that's a good memory I had with my dad, seeing Akira in the movie theaters when it first came to the United States. And he still remembers that. That movie blew him away too. So that was a good experience. Maybe I should draw that one day. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad I'm alive too. I know people like this eraser, so I gotta give it a cameo every time. This is a needed eraser. I love them. All right, let's get into this. Gotta find my black marker here. Where are you? I didn't have time to separate my markers out, but so bear with me for 1 second here. I'll find it. Where are you? Here you go. All right. Let's do this. I think that the thin markers are cool, but they're like a brush, so they're not rigid. And if I want to get straighter lines, the thick marker actually has this nice chisel tip. So it's interesting. You wouldn't think that the thicker marker actually you can get thinner line work with, but you can. Oh yes, Linda. Yeah, the thing about those erasers is that when you need them, it cleans the eraser, but the dust falls out. So yes, if you have asthma or any kind of breathing issues, might not be the best idea for you to have them. I didn't even think of that. Good point. Jenny, both of my folks are still on Earth. And my stepmom and my mom's boyfriend are all here, thankfully. Again, my mom hasn't ridden a motorcycle since before I was born because she said she didn't think that would be a good idea to be riding motorcycles after she had me, which I kind of feel bad about. That was her choice. So, my dad had some bikes later on, right before he retired. He had the Harley V-Rod, which is definitely not a typical Harley. It's kind of like an experimental Harley, but I think typical Harley riders do not consider that a Harley because it doesn't sound like it, and it doesn't have the same engine, and its shape is completely different. It's a different style bike, but it's pretty cool though. Yeah, she does. Who said that? Let's see. Oh. Yeah, Michael, it's true. She does look like she's waiting for you to catch up with her. Sure, that's probably how she was. Thank you, Michael. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, Jenny, she stopped when I was born, but she was racing for about 3 or 4 years. Glad you could make it, Stephanie. Thanks, Mary. I try. Jenny, no, my dad did not race. He did ride a lot, and I think for races, he was like he was like a pace bike at some point. So he was like in front of the racers. Denise, I said earlier that she had a Suzuki 125cc dirt bike that was converted to street racing, and she had a Yamaha 200cc twin carburetor. Yep, Sharon, it is from my mind because I have no idea. This is not from a photo or anything. This is just my memory of kind of what she looked like and just her if she was on a motorcycle. I didn't even look at, this motorcycle is completely inaccurate. I don't know. All I know is the color. She said it was maroon, so we're going to go maroon with this one. All right. Lillian, she has watched some of these videos. This will be a little surprising for her because I didn't tell her. she did watch the one that I drew of her and I when we went spelunking. She said she reminded me of some other things that happened. If you guys remember back, I drew a picture of when my mom and I went to Pinnacles National Park when I was a little kid, and we went in some caves, and she told me that there was at one point, I guess I found like a little baby snake. I don't remember that, but I thought that was kind of cool. It's always cool when you talk to people about different things that happen because they've got other memories that they can add on to the story that you're telling. Jill wants to know if my mom was into martial arts. So when I was, I think, either in middle school or high school, my mom got into martial art that was traditionally done by female samurai. It's using a Japanese pole arm called a naginata, and she did that for a while. It was really cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I think she still has it. She doesn't do it anymore, but yeah. So she did that, and it's interesting because she is so short, but those things were like, I think it was like totally taller than she was. Oh, cool, Linda. You got a shirt. Awesome. I had fun drawing that. Did you guys see the video that I did? I filmed myself coloring in the 10,000 Facebook follower drawing, and took me several hours to do. So I had to do it over a few different videos. But my wife, Nana, she took that video and she did like a time lapse, and then we dropped some music down. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend. So what we did was we posted that as a digital download that you can do with as you like on the web store, and there's a discount coupon code at the end of the video. So if you're interested, watch the video so you can get the coupon code, and then you can go to the store and download that picture.
Yeah, someone made a comment earlier today that they purchased the digital print and they were really excited for it.
Yeah.
Which made me really nervous because it kind of sounded like they thought they were getting a print in the mail.
Oh.
But it does say on the title that it's a digital print, and it also explains in the description that you're purchasing a digital copy that you will download and then can use for whatever you like. So I just hope that everyone is paying attention and realizes that they're purchasing something that will come by email, and they will download it to their computer or whatever, and then they can, either take it to a place to have it printed or go to a printing site, have it put on a t-shirt or a mug or whatever they want to do with it. But it is a digital print.
Right. Yeah, it's for you to do what you want to do with. So you get the image in your email, and then you could print it out. You could bring it to like a copy place and have printed out on nice paper if you want, or you could, put it on something else. We also have limited edition t-shirts and a tumbler of the same image. So if you're interested in picking up a shirt or a tumbler to drink whatever you want to drink out of with the little animals on it, then feel free to go down to the page and purchase those. And I think we put in a request for children's t-shirts. So if you were thinking you wanted to get one for some kid that you know, those should be hopefully up this week at some point. That's the plan anyway.
Karen said, I hope you're copyrighting your stuff. No, Karen, we can't afford to copyright his illustrations. And with the digital print purchase, we're basically releasing all the rights to whoever purchases it to do what they want with it. So I don't believe that Aaron retains any type of copyright. I mean,
as long as they know it's mine.
Right, your signature's on there, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really prevent anyone from using it
Yeah.
to make money off of it.
Mhm.
We would have to apply and submit it,
However, there is proof that it was done at a certain point, and
Well, you know the process that
Yeah.
we went through to get the trademark on
Yeah.
this quote.
Yeah.
And you know how expensive it was.
yeah, that's fine. But the proof's out there that I did it, so I'm okay with that. Thanks, Lynn. That's awesome, Karen. Thank you. Karen, yeah, that would be and up at the t-shirt with the castle would be a cool shirt to think about. Think about that. Right, Leon, that is true. Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, but I hope she is surprised when she sees it. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, Joyce. Susan, she does follow me. I think she's behind a bit on some of the videos, so I don't know where she is, if she's caught up yet or not. Wow, you're more scared driving a car, Christy. Well, it's funny because I was mentioning when I did draw this initially that I give my mom a hard time because as she's gotten older, she drives a car, but she's a little timid driving, and I've said to her, and this is really kind of not very nice, but I'm like, Mom, you used to ride motorcycles, used to race motorcycles, and now you get nervous when you're driving a car. But I did say that, as we get older, I think, we start getting a little bit more wisdom and you think more about consequences. And I think that's why we get a little bit more, hopefully we get a little smarter about and less reckless, which is probably why my mom gets a little nervous when she drives now. But I still like to give her a hard time because, that's what I do. Thank you, Barb. I hope she likes it. think the old California license plates were black with yellow type and numbers. So we'll just give a little hint of that. All right. Thanks, Janet. You know, my favorite California license plate was the one from the 80s, which was blue with the yellow numbers and letters. I wish they would do something like that again. Thanks, Maria. Yes, Sharon and Stacy. This is true. Okay, I think that should do it. This is definitely like, thank you for like picking this one because it means a lot to me, and I hope my mom likes it. And wasn't a lot of stuff going on. Like there were a couple of other drawings I did this week. I think there would probably be more color and more stuff because there's more backgrounds, but this one definitely means the most to me. So again, thank you for picking this one. And I think this should do it. But stay tuned because this week I'm going to be working on some TikTok stuff. So we've got a lot of ideas that we want to like try out over on TikTok. So if you're so inclined, please check out what I do over there this week. And again, I'm always here on Facebook and YouTube. This is the first time I've done a live on YouTube, so thank you, YouTube people, if any of you have shown up here. And then
it's worth mentioning to people that
yes,
if they've missed videos
Mhm.
on Facebook,
yeah,
they might find it a lot easier to get caught up over on YouTube.
oh yeah, we just my wife just put like caught up on YouTube all the videos that I did over on Facebook. So the whole library is on YouTube now. So you can really like go to it and not have to sift through. You can actually find all the videos very easily on YouTube. And from my understanding, the quality of the videos are better on YouTube. So that's something to note as well. What else? Anything else? We've got the 10,000 Facebook followers drawing that I did with all the animals up on the AMC Princess Anna shop. So if you go to amcprincessanna.com, you go to the shop, all that stuff's under Sketchy Friendler. We've got them as a digital print out with a discount coupon code if you watch the video that I did on that. And then there's also tumblers and t-shirts limited edition available. And I think we're going to get kid sizes up this week.
And huge thanks to the people who have purchased the t-shirts and the tumblers and the digital prints. It was so incredibly helpful right now.
Definitely. Yeah. We could use all the help, and you definitely have come through. So much thanks. I think that's it, right? I think that should do it for tonight. One last thing. I gotta finish up the signature here.
New drawing
tomorrow. And we'll be back here this week. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you had a fun time watching this, and I hope you had as much fun as I did drawing it. And thank you again for watching. Good night.